expectations were pretty low here, and if you think about it, they maintained guidance, so that was the sigh of relief. Yes, at the low end of guidance, they're looking for profits to be down about 14% in 2017, so that's a big hit. They're also talking about retail like-for-like being down almost 7%. Could those expectations, could that guidance come down during the year? I think it could.
They had a profit warning back in January, which continued to rattle a lot of people since they've had a tough last, 2 to 3 years or so, right? There's a big change happening from within the group, it feels like. What would you say? Sorry, we just have a bit of rattling from one of the mics. What would you say are kind of some of the main issues that Next is up against?
Yeah, so Next has taken down guidance really during the past year, and I would say if you look at Next specifically, I think they had a big technology lead. They were the first one to get to click and collect, next day delivery, and then about 18 months ago, a lot of the competition started doing the same thing, so they lost their lead. And second is just in general, people are spending less on apparel, so really you have to be differentiated to succeed in the market, and I would argue that Next, really from a fashion perspective, hasn't really been getting it done.
It really isn't. When you walk into a Next store, most of the time you see it being somewhat empty. Maybe there's too much apparel hanging around the store. I think that's one of the image problems that Next really has. But you talk about this shift away from clothing purchases towards food and experience. We always talk about the experience economy. Yet other retailers like H&M and Zara, they fare much better in this environment. What are they doing differently?
Sure, and that's the key, is that you see a lot of the retailers that are underperforming use the blame game. It's, oh, people are spending on entertainment, they're buying everything else. But reality check, Inditex, Zara's numbers, they're comping up double digits. PVH, that owns Tommy Hilfiger, just comped up 7% in Europe, announced last night. So there are brands that are getting the fashion correct, but also a lot of these brands have supply chains that are very effective, so they can chase within 2 weeks. You look at Tommy Hilfiger, they're doing runway to store, same day, creating a sense of urgency, and that's what the retail sector needs to do.